had the infant in there and I was doing CPR when they came in, and she's telling them to help, but I'm doing CPR. They told me I was doing it wrong, get out of the way. They were going to take over. They did good. They took over. They did 2 rescuer CPR, which is what kind of ratio? 2 rescuer CPR on an infant is what? 15 to 2. They did 1 round of 30 to 2, and then they went to 15. We were in their face the whole time, yelling at them, trying to get them to party with us, and I was in their way a lot, but they did good. They called for PD. They knew all the stuff for CPR, so they did really good. I was pretty impressed.
How was the team leadership? Who was wearing the vest?
He's putting away
It was good. It was good. They could have called for PD a little earlier because I was being kind of troublesome.
Okay.
But overall they handled it pretty well. Maybe could have got, of course you guys wouldn't have got it, but you could have tried to maybe get a little bit more info. But we wouldn't have given it anything because it was a party scene. So.
What'd you think?
For the scenario?
Yes.
I think we did well. We missed some key parts
A couple things.
taking the pulse right in the beginning of one big one.
Check pulse. Check for pulse.
I just hopped on CPR because he's already in the.
How many times have you done CPR or seen CPR being performed and the person has a pulse? Seizures. Drunk people at a bar.
So if they would have checked for a pulse, I would have given them like 60. Would that have changed what they would have done?
Mm-hmm. No.
You know, what if I gave them 80?
Yeah.
Yeah?
All right.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
Next group. What'd you see?
We came out there and saw that gentleman over there choking.
Which gentleman?
That guy.
Go ahead, don't be scared.
And?
And we did the Heimlich, and we didn't get the obstruction out.
Okay.
So he hit the ground.
And then what?
We started with chest compressions and breaths after that.
What were you gonna say?
I said that he actually passed out while we were trying to do the Heimlich.
How did that work? Were you positioned right?
Kind of, but could have been better.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not uncommon if you're going to be put in that position to administer abdominal thrust. Heimlich belongs to the Heimlich family, so the American Heart calls it the abdominal thrust.
Yep. Well, Kyle's a big guy, and I asked him to fall down, but he didn't want to fall. He didn't want to fall face forward, and if he would have fell face forward, he'd probably been on top of him. So that's really important. Is that if you get an opportunity to do that to somebody, is to get in a position where you load their weight up back on you, so that if they do fall, they're gonna fall back on you, and not fall forward, because that would be really embarrassing, especially with these 2 big guys falling forward at the same time. So that's really important. So then the next step, once he's on the ground and unconscious, the next step is to look in the airway, which you guys kind of did. And then the next step after that is, if you don't find anything, no blind finger sweeps, is to try a breath. And if the first breath doesn't go in, then readjust and try the second breath. The second breath doesn't go in, and then we start compression, just like CPR. And we don't check for a pulse. And the reason we don't check for a pulse, we're not doing compressions because we don't know if they have a heartbeat or not, and we really don't care. We're doing compressions to try to relieve the airway obstruction. And so we continue to do that. And the only difference between this and CPR is that you check the airway to see if you see anything there after 30 compressions. And what I observed there with CPR, that the rate was really slow. So just think about that. I don't know if you guys, when you took a CPR class, think about those 2 tunes that they play there to get the proper rate for compressions. staying alive and another one bites the dust. So if you can,
Keep count?
keep counting, and to get good at that, you need to have somebody time you when you're doing it. Should take you from 15 to 18 seconds to do 30 compressions. So that's,
Thank you, Jim. Yes,
I need a paper.
you need a paper. I will have to secure one. So, yeah, maybe we have a few more in case. All right, everybody, your job now is to get checked off. See what you remember between 1 and 2 person CPR and go through this. All right, we've got 3 stations set up, 3 evaluators.
I need to borrow a